backward to the deep history of humans, from ancient hunters and gatherers to stationary agrarians forming civilized societies. Expand the time horizon of your thinking. Can we still live in this earth? Are we living for our posterity and other creatures? Pollution, where it starts? It starts with the environment racism. Environment racism is where the communities are the most impacted by the climate change. Marginalized communities are being left to face the consequences of action taken by the world's richest corporation. As companies continue to exploit the planet's resources, they place the burdens of the exploitation on communities that don't have the resources to defend themselves.
When an American who was about to go overseas would be warned not to drink the water. But now we have such a tremendous water pollution problem in our fjords and an air pollution problem also that if any of you are thinking of coming to the United States, I would suggest that you heed the warning.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I think you all know about our global was polluted, right? So we want to share you about what is pollution, and then we will give you a full explanation. So let's go. What is pollution? Pollution has significant impacts on human health, the environment, and even on how some of the earth systems, such as the climate, are functioning. Pollution touches all parts of the planet. It is affecting our health through the food we eat, the water we drink, and the air we breathe. Approximately 19 million premature deaths are estimated to occur annually as a result of the way we use natural resources to support global production and consumption, and which impact the environment. Pollution is the presence in or introduction into environment of a substance which has harmful poisonous effect. Pollution affects the quality of life more than one can imagine. It works in mysterious ways, sometimes which cannot be seen by the naked eye. However, it is very much present in the environment. For instance, you might not be able to see the natural gases present in the air, but they are still there. Similarly, the pollutants which are messing up the air and increasing the levels of carbon dioxide is very dangerous for humans. Increased level of carbon dioxide will lead to global warming.
As you already know, water is everywhere and all around. However, we have a fixed amount of water on Earth. It just changes its state and goes through a cyclic order known as water cycle. The water cycle is a natural process that is continuous in nature. The source of water pollution is from the domestic waste, industrial effluents, detergents, and some water pollution are caused by direct causes such as waste and littering from the citizens. If you have seen, there are some video taken by citizens that the straw can stuck into the sea life nose such as turtle and harm its life. Oil spill at sea can also be the reason of water pollution and affect thousands of marine life animals. Effect of pollution of water can cause a disease in humans. Drinking or consuming polluted water in any way has many disastrous effects on our health, such as cholera and hepatitis.
And I had seen a news about a ship that brings an oil has been leaked at the ocean because the human is become sick and not focus on their own job. Like the ship sink and the oil leak is because the driver of the ship hit a coral reef under the ocean, and because of that the oil leaks and almost all of the ocean was covered with oil, and they need among 20 to 50% to take out the oil.
Assalamualaikum and hi. Okay, today I'm going to talk about air pollution. Do you know, nowadays every of us are facing a big problem about air pollution. So what is air pollution? Air pollution is a mixture of little particles that we cannot see it and gases in the air. So it occurs when the smoke, the dust, gases or odor get into the air and make it dirty. It's very harmful for us, especially for the older and the children. Sometimes air get polluted by the eruption of volcano and the dust of dust storm and also the wildfire. But in this modern era, the air get more polluted by human activities. The human activities release smoke that contain chemicals from such as factories, vehicles that we use every day, and also the open burning. So as we can see, when we burn fossil fuel, it will release carbon dioxide gas and get into the air and mix it with the other particles. So it causing air pollution. Okay, let's move into the next one. The next one is about effect of air pollution. Okay, the first effect is effect for human. We lah, the living one. Okay, it can cause headache, dizziness, and more serious, it can cause lung cancer. So don't take it easy, yeah. Okay, let's move to the second one. Okay, the second one is about effect to animal and plant. So the animal will have hard breathing and their skin will irritate. Also with human eyes, right? They will irritated. So the plant will die, of course, because air pollution will bring acid rain that contain many chemical. We also don't know, right, what chemicals inside that. Yeah, let's move to the last one. The last one is about effect on atmosphere. Okay, the air pollution will affect our ozone layer. It will be very dangerous because Earth will be hot, right? So the other one is greenhouse, and the third one, the last one, is global warming. As a student, we can do a lot of things to help the environment become better. So the first one, use public transport. Okay, of course, for sure, use public transport is much cheaper than you use your car. Because just take KTM or LRT or bus to go where you want to go, right? So the second one, use bicycle. You know, for the short distance, you can just use bicycle or just even walk. Yeah, like that you will become more healthier and you have the environment, right? To work in one. Okay, the third one is, the third one you have to do is switch all appliances when you are not in home. Okay, save electric, please. The third way is very familiar with us. It is recycle and reuse. So if you have many of like box, you can recycle it into cat house or dog house, like that, right? Or put it book in the box and just sell it. And the last one is the important one, because if we don't have that, we also cannot live, right? So because they gave us oxygen. So the last one is plant trees. Remember that. Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I want to talk about soil pollution. What is soil pollution? Soil pollution is referred to the contamination of soil with anomalous concentration of toxic substance. It is serious environmental concern since it harbors many health hazards. For example, exposure to soil containing high concentration of benzene increase the risk of contracting leukemia. Okay, so the root cause of soil pollution is agriculture, excessive or improper use of pesticides, excessive industrial activity, and poor management or inefficient disposal of waste. What are the negative consequences of soil pollution? Soil pollution harbors a broad spectrum of negative consequences that affect animals, plants, humans, and the ecosystem as a whole. Since children are more susceptible to disease, polluted soil poses a greater threat to them. Some important effects of soil pollution are detailed in this subsection. So the first one, effects on human beings. Soil contaminants can exist in all three phases: solid, liquid, and gaseous. Therefore, these contaminants can find their way into the human body via several channels, such as direct contact with the skin or through the inhalation of contaminated soil dust. So, the short-term effects of human exposure to polluted soil include headache, nausea, and vomiting. Next one, effects on plants and animals. Since soil pollution is often accompanied by a decrease in the availability of nutrients, plants' life ceases to thrive in such soils. Soils contaminated with an inorganic aluminium can prove toxic to plants. Also, this type of pollution often increases the salinity of the soil, making inhospitable for the growth of plants' life. Plants that grow in polluted soil may accumulate high concentrations of soil pollutants through a process known as bioaccumulation. When these plants are consumed by herbivores, all the accumulated pollutants are passed up the food chain. This can result in the lost extinction of many desirable animal species. Also, these pollutants can eventually make their way to the top of the food chain and manifest as disease in human beings. So in other words, if the cow, I give an example, if the cow eats the contaminated grass, then we eat the cow, so we get the disease. Okay, and the last one, how can soil pollution can be controlled? Several technologies have been developed to tackle soil remediation. Some important strategies followed for the decontamination of polluted soil.
Hi, so you are with me, my Sarah. So we are going to chit-chat a little bit about how to reduce pollution, or how we are going to stop this bad habit. So there are 4 ways to reduce pollution. The first way to reduce pollution is practicing the 3 R's concept, which is reduce, reuse, and recycle. Citizens should reduce the usage of air conditioner as it will release harmful gas, for instance ozone depleting, chlorofluorocarbon CFC, which will make a result in reducing air pollution, such as one may not make difference, but when carried out together, massive change can be made. Moving on, reuse reusable items like plastic bags, bottles, boxes, and more is also one of the ways to reduce pollution. For example, instead of throwing away a worn-out tire, it can be used as plantation plot. The next way to reduce pollution is to recycle recyclable items such as glass, can, and newspapers. Another way to reduce the pollution is creating awareness among the citizens, such as awareness about the importance of reducing pollution on Earth can be created through campaign. For example, the Go Green campaign, which encourages the citizens to plant more trees and use recyclable items in their daily life. The third way is enforcing the law. The government plays an important role by enforcing the law of country, which is the way to reduce pollution on Earth. Heavy penalties can be set to offenders, such as increasing fines and extending jail period, which will force them to think twice. The last way to reduce the pollution is to reduce the usage of vehicles on the road, such as first, walk or bike when you can, and use the bike share program if your city or town has them. Take public transit when possible, carpool with friends instead of driving alone, use ride-sharing service, and work from home.
Sorry we left you with our mess of a planet. Sorry that we were too caught up in our own doings to do something. Sorry we listened to people who made excuses to do nothing. I hope you forgive us. We just didn't realize how special the earth was. Like a marriage gone wrong, we didn't know what we had until it was gone. For example, I'm guessing you probably know it as the Amazon desert, right? Well, believe it or not, it was once called the Amazon rainforest, and there were billions of trees there, all of them gorgeous. And oh, you don't know much about trees, do you? Well, let me tell you, trees are amazing. I mean, we literally breathe the air they are creating. They clean up our pollution, our carbon. They store and purify water, give us medicine that cures our diseases, food that feeds us, which is why I'm so sorry to tell you that we burn them down. Cut them down with brutal machines, horrific, at a rate of 40 football fields every minute. That's 50% of all the trees in the world gone in the last 100 years. Why? For this. And that wouldn't make me so sad if it weren't so many pictures of leaves on it. You know, when I was a child, I read how the Native Americans had such consideration for the planet that they felt responsible for how they left the land for the next 7 generations. which brings me great sorrow, because most of us today don't even care about tomorrow. So I'm sorry.
I had a little bit too much of Hennessy. Just gonna tell you how I feel.